I won't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think we should have
I sent that to you.
this one.
Yeah.
I'll have to look for it again. I don't know.
That's all right. That's all right. He said it before you he said he texted me too. He probably sent you the old one or he didn't. Because I doubt he sent the new one. I may have sent it to you. I may have sent it to you without St. Mary's on it.
Have you heard that? Is that true?
That guy about
Yeah.
what you guys do for all season? He told me they got 4 or 5 guys that are 6'8". He said Rose Holman would die to have a talent. And the same thing with the girls. When the girls volleyball was playing with Rose, they must have beat me. Well, they won 26 last year. And they got up by back.
Really? Yeah, I know that. Sure. Yeah, they also said, but he's on the University, so I don't know if we're still trying to figure out what he's doing. But it's from Arizona. No. Oh yeah. He's already graduated. Just because.
I'll get it though.
They didn't move up in every single school. But I got one saying, like, I looked at that guy. But he's supposed to be scheduling for classes today. Exactly.
You have no idea.
No. He'll end up somewhere. I don't know where.
They're playing all D2 Star, Shado.
That's good.
They're playing 2 IUs. IU Fort Wayne, IU Southwest.
Wow.
Yeah, they play Vermillion, Belmont, Beaumont. Got 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week. This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Family doing okay?
Oh, yeah, everything's been good. I hope the same for you, Walt.
Yeah.
Kids are growing up, and
That's right.
hope springs eternal. Another football season is upon us, and it's always an exciting time around the Wabash Valley.
It really is, and it comes around so fast. And you look at what we have in store for you tonight, the Jamboree here at South Vermillion. 4 schools assembled to, kind of get the wrinkles, maybe out of their system as much as possible. Try to get some guys a chance to hit someone else with a different jersey. South Vermillion, North, South, and Northview all here tonight. Should be a lot of fans here able to watch some really good football.
Yeah, I think you're right. These are 4 teams with some pretty high hopes this season. They all 4 lost in their first round of sectionals last year, so all out with something to prove. And as you mentioned, first time to get a little contact with somebody of a different colored jersey and get that competitive edge to you before the season starts in earnest next Friday night.
You know, what's interesting is, this time of year, or really all summer, you can go by your various high schools and see the young men out there practicing in earnest. Been out there full pass for several weeks trying to get it done and then figure out depth chart and guys trying to get playing time. Some of the underclassmen will be. So you'll see tonight here, you'll see a nice mixture. You'll see some guys that you've seen before, and then you'll hear some new names here on the gridiron here tonight at South Vermillion. So it's a very exciting time for us as broadcasters, as a company, Indiana Sports Network, but also these young men back in school, back in the swing of things, barely, just getting back into school, but able to pop the pads here tonight.
Yeah, it's got to feel good for them. The fans walking in, you smell the popcorn, you get that old feeling back. It's always it's kind of a special time of year around these parts, and as I mentioned, 4 teams that really could have some pretty strong success this year, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's good to see them all out here tonight. A beautiful night, a little warm, but you say you drive by their high school, you see them out there popping each other, and it's 90 degrees outside, and this is what they torture themselves for. It all starts right here.
All have an opportunity. Nobody has a win. No one has a loss. It's a blank slate. We're going to take our first break of our pregame show. Come back and get you set for action. This is high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
A+ Printing is your best place for uniforms, programs, t-shirts, and hats, plus screen printing, business printing, and documents. Get all your promotional items, including koozies and coffee mugs. Just give Kevin a call. A+ Printing does it all.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA. We are the heart and soul in sports.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
2023 Jamboree to start the season off right. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. They've been very good to us down through the years. A-Plus Printing, Culver's, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Luce State Farm Insurance, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. They have locations in Brazil, Greencastle, and Crawfordsville, a total of 5 to serve you. So always thank our sponsors, for helping us to bring you the action that sometimes need to be sent to you. Sometimes you can't get to the game. And here we are to provide that service, and happy to do just that, to bring you a game each football week of the season. And this starting, I guess maybe we'll call this week 0 with the Jamboree. The Jamboree 4 quarters. And the first quarter tonight, Troy, South Vermillion, and the Terre Haute North.
Yeah, it should be it'll be interesting to see, first time out there. You can't really, I don't know how much stock you want to put in it. You're just kind of getting a feel for things. You feel all the coaches come in kind of with an idea of what they've got, but now you put the pen to paper and see if it's for real. And, a lot of new, younger talent on the field. Very interested in what Northview is going to do this year. We know Eimer Holman transferred to South. That's a big storyline to follow. And, you run down the slate that we're going to cover this season, and a lot of excitement coming to you this year on the Indiana Sports Network.
There really are. When you look at this tonight, after quarter number 1, quarter number 2 will be Terre Haute South versus Northview. Number 3, the Braves and the Patriots, South and North, and then we'll finalize the evening with the Northview Knights and the South Vermillion Wildcats. So 4 quarters, each team will have, I believe it was 15 plays of offense, 15 plays of defense. There'll be no kicking here tonight, from my understanding, and so special rules apply for the Jamboree, but it definitely serves a purpose, and these young men are very excited to get things started.
Oh, yeah, and the last thing you want is somebody to come out here tonight and get injured. So, it's kind of a laid-back affair, but, these kids they're not going to act like that when they get on the field. It's going to be pad-to-pad, hard-hitting action, and fun to watch.
When you look at an opportunity, you look at South Vermillion getting an opportunity to play Terre Haute North to start things off, and I know that when you look at size of schools and how many A's you have besides your name, whether you're a 1A or 6A, of course, neither one of those two teams are either of those. But it's always special when you get to play a bigger school and kind of see where you stack up against an opponent that you might not see during the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. And South Vermillion doesn't play any of these 3 teams during the season, so it's their only chance to get some hits on the cross-county rivals, And they had a good year last year, 7-3. They were 6-1 in conference, which was second place in the I think it's the Wabash River Conference.
Correct.
And we're looking forward to coming back here later in the year and seeing what they're really made of. But I expect another good season from the Wildcats for sure.
I agree. They've been a really fun team to watch, and when you have a quarterback that can throw that thing down the field a little bit and can move around a little bit, it makes things a little more interesting with your offense flowing like that, and that's what these South Bend Wildcats fans have been used to seeing that for a while, being able to have a dynamic offense, and so it'll be interesting to see what they have tonight and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, and I always prefer a natural grass field myself, so it's kind of nice to see one of those as we get going to start the year.
More and more places are going to the AstroTurf. Of course, it's very expensive. So, if you want to get into the coffers and dole some money out to do that, a lot of teams or schools starting to do that. So, but like I said, natural grass here, natural grass at North and South, and turf at Northview. So those are the venues that we'll see this year. Based on our original slate, Northview will be the only artificial surface that we'll have on our schedule, but it's a big benefit. I love the surface. I'll be honest with you. I like natural grass, but
you're a turf guy.
That turf, when it's not all turf is equal, but the turf they have at Northview is very nice and it's sharp. I have to admit, it's sharp. I do like natural grass, but that Northview turf is sharp. It pops.
At least I know where you stand.
Yeah, the true feelings come out. I tell you. So, you mentioned South Vermillion, 7-3 last year, best season. Record-wise, out of any of the teams that we have here tonight. Terre Haute South and Northview both finished 6-4. Terre Haute North kind of struggled last year. They did 2-8, but they're looking to build on things and do it with a brand new head coach, Mr. Michael Gant. So his first season at the helm of Terre Haute North. So a little bit of rebuilding, a little retooling that he'll have to do and get some culture things right. And I know he's been working hard at that.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about a coach that brings a ton of energy, I mean, this is your guy. Heard him out here on the field a little earlier, seen a few interviews with him, and I mean, he is rip-roaring, ready to go. He expects this team to compete. He's not going to accept anything else from them, and I expect some big improvements on the north side.
You know, the one thing that they won't lack is athleticism. They won't lack opportunities for kids. You got a lot of guys to draw from. You know, sometimes you have situations, and I'm not talking about North, but just traditionally you've seen, as you see the officials on the field talking to the coaches there, you'll see different times where you got a lot of talent walking the hallways, but maybe you got to get the buy-in, get kids to come out. A first-year head coach establishing himself after some lean years, you're in a tough situation, but like you mentioned, he's a very energetic guy, could be the guy for the task, and we'll definitely see how he retools this very proud Terre Haute North program.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch for sure. Of course, it's his alma mater, so there's that extra added oomph to it, and he doesn't want to let anybody down, and you get the vibe he's not going to. So.
That's right. And the officials, you'll have for the coaches, you'll have for the players, kind of getting the kinks worked out. The officials kind of the same way. You got to work in your unit, and everybody has their responsibilities, and so. A lot of these guys have worked together before plenty of years, but it might be the first time in a little while, and so it'll be good for them as well, as they will branch off to their next week to their first assignment of the year.
Yeah, they got to work the kinks out too.
That's right.
I have the privilege of working with one of the head officials for him, and he was taken off down south to Evansville tonight to cover a Jamboree down there, and he was looking forward to meeting up with his buddies in the car ride down and making sure everybody's good and ready to go another 10 weeks at this business and see how the season turns out. So big deal for everybody. We see stands are getting really full here.
That's right.
Awesome selection of food trucks here tonight.
I agree.
South Vermillion putting on a pretty good show here.
And you love the fact that they're able to do that and have the food trucks and you have fans here that are able to enjoy the experience. When you come to an athletic event here in the state of Indiana, IHSAA event, it is an experience, and that's what the schools try to put on, and with the individuals to enjoy the action, but also you want to have a good time in a safe environment here in the state of Indiana at our member schools. So a great opportunity, and in South Vermillion having a nice crowd, and you put on a good show, and then people want to come back. Like, oh, wait a minute, we went to South Vermillion and had a great time. Let's go check them out on the off week. Maybe you have a lot of people that just like to watch games.
Yep.
Maybe you don't have a dog in the fight, but ooh, they're doing pretty good. I'm gonna go check them out. So we'll step aside one more time for their last break. Come back and get you set for South Vermillion and the Patriots. We'll be right back after this on the Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, we've got the preliminaries out of the way. The national anthem has been played over the PA system, and I still smell popcorn in the air. That's always a good sign. And here we are ready for some football. Troy is the South Vermillion Wildcats from the Wabash River Conference and the Terre Haute North Patriots from Conference Indiana. So we're getting ready to kick this thing off as, boy, it's an exciting time of year for us here in the state of Indiana, and just love the fact that it's beginning of the year. I guess we could say Happy New Year to folks if we wanted to. Boy, it's just an exciting time, and you talk about hope springing eternal, and these are 4 teams that are looking to do something special here this year.
Yeah, it looks like we're ready to roll here. I think South Vermillion's going to start with the ball too.
Start at the 40-yard line, and they'll have 15 plays. Interesting thing that you have coaches able to be on the fields, kind of providing a little bit of tutelage there, and so that is also very nice. Dom Garzolini, as you'll see him often, in that shotgun formation, is play goes for minimal gain.
Yeah, we're looking at South Vermillion's schedule this season.
Yeah.
They start next weekend at West Vigo, and then a tough one against Sullivan right off the bat, Park Heritage. So they need to get in gear pretty quick.
They do. Absolutely do. Is when you look at success that they've been able to have, they've been able to move that ball. Dylan Condor, the wide out to the far side, trips to the near. Press coverage all over the place with Terre Haute North, and you look at spreading that field, and South Vermillion often spreads that field. You got to look at the middle. If you can get a couple of good blocks there, and look at Ash Duckett on the tackle. How about that name to start it off?
Yeah,
Ash
he's one of the senior leaders too.
Yeah.
He's going to play a big role for the Patriots this season. But no, this is, as you mentioned, Coach Greg Barrett. He's really got things rolling pretty good here in Clinton, and great season last year, and I think they've got a pretty good chance for another 7 or 8 win year here.
Garzolini back to pass over the middle, and how about that, folks? Dallas Coleman, and I'm going to tell you what, folks. We were here a couple of years ago, and then I watched Dallas Coleman as a freshman. I've been high on him ever since, looking for my man to have a breakout season, and that is a combination that will probably said quite a bit.
Boy, oh boy, that was a quick strike there. He beat Jonathan Millington over the top, and kind of an unhappy Coach Gant back there in the backfield right now.
Garzolini just saw that his man had his defender beat by a country mile, so he just put a little air under it. Let your man run under it, and Garzolini, the junior, 6'2", 205, was able to put it on the mark. And so South Vermillion has one score. They're right back after it. As they still watch out, ball almost on the ground, but a good job to use the stickum and just corral that thing as Parker Weir was carrying the ball.
And that's the kind of thing they're here for tonight.
Yeah.
It's things like that you want to clean up. You don't want that sloppy handoffs and bobbling the ball, and get the jitters out, play in front of your crowd, especially for South Vermillion, playing in front of your home crowd. And you want to get things together as solid as you can for a week from now.
This is the second Garzolini quarterback.
Aiden Wallace, near side receiver. Back to pass once again. Beautiful strike. Beautiful pitch and catch. Aiden Wallace on the grab. Got hit by, I believe, Millington right at point of reception, but a beautiful pitch and catch. Dom Garzolini looking really good with plenty of room in the pocket.
Yeah, he's got great protection. He's got such a great touch on the ball. And, boy, he can hit a window. I'll tell you that.
He can. And his older brother, Anthony, graduated a few years ago, and I believe and it's still at Indiana State University. And so, you know, that Garzolini name, very familiar to folks that are familiar with South Vermillion football and basketball. First down, Garzolini back to pass once again, out to the flat and tackled immediately. A good piece of tackling there. I believe that was Coleman, I believe, with the reception once again.
Jackson McDonald got him there. Good linebacking crew for the Patriots this year, and they're going to have to carry a lot of weight, that's for sure, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on this defense coming off a tough year, new system, new coach, and they're going to be interesting to see how they react, especially under this kind of pressure, because Garzolini can he can take it to you if you're not paying attention. So.
Yeah, he is, you know, I don't want to be too presumptuous, but I mean, it's one of the better quarterbacks that North's going to see this year. I'm just going to say that. He's in the upper echelon of them. Run up the middle. Didn't quite get past the first wave. Was that Alois Schreirock on the maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. Was that 25 carrying the ball? I couldn't quite tell. I think it was. But here we are with 3rd and 10. Well, no, it's not 3rd and 10. It's around 3rd and 8. We're in the near side slot. Shryock back there for protection, picks up a block. Oh, just a little bit too high for Aiden Wallace. The 6-foot junior wideout just couldn't quite time his jump for that pass as it was coming down when the ball hit his arms, and will be 4th and 7. So no kicking. So obviously we're going to go for this again. And I think what's his maybe play number 10 right here, something like that.
Yeah, and the smart thing Garzolini does when he misses where the defender's not going to get to it. You know, yeah, that was a little high, but his guy had a chance. The defender didn't at all. So.
Yep. This time Coleman in the near side slot. Looking, pump, and he goes wide open once again. Parker Weir. The pump and the fire.
I feel like there's a message being sent from Clinton, Indiana right now.
Oh, I think you might be right. Oh, my. This is going to be a fun offense to watch, folks. I'm just telling you. Going to be a fun offense to watch.
Out of the Wabash River Conference, that includes teams like Attica, Covington, Fountain Central, of course, North Vermillion,
and
Park Heritage, Riverton Park, Seeger, and, of course, your Wildcats right here.
That's right. Going to be a very good season once again, you would expect. Wabash River Conference is always very competitive within itself, and then also the, you know, a member or two will, you know, compete for a sectional championship, and, you know, just really good football played, as the Wildcats have a few more offensive plays here in this first quarter, and before the Patriots get on the ball. Garzolini back to pass, under pressure for the first time, avoids one man, now two, and gets about 6 yards. First time he's had to scamper here tonight.
Yeah, and it looked pretty good. He's got a little slipperiness to him, so you know, I don't think they want to rely on that by any means, and you want to protect that guy back there with the golden arm, but that was not a bad little run.
Got to keep that ball tight to the chest, though, tight to the body. Some people will swipe around and try to knock it away from you.
This is the 3rd year of the original 4-year deal of this Jamboree. Next year will be at Terre Haute North. I would assume they'll keep it going after that. It's been a big hit.
I'm glad it's back. And 2nd down and 4. Garzolini, man in motion, gives it to Parker Weir. Oh my goodness. Great blocking. Did he stay out of bounds? No, he stepped out of bounds. I thought it was going to be a house call. If he would have been able to tiptoe a little bit better and turn on the Jets, he would have been gone.
Well, there's needs to be a wake-up call over here for North.
Yeah, you can see the shoulders. Yeah. You can see the hands on the hips, the shoulders, the edge a little down. This is where you need one of your leaders, whether it be a senior or a freshman. I don't care what year he is. He's going to have to inject some energy. Hey, guys, keep your heads up. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep pushing. Because you can see this, the first quarter of the Jamboree, and you can see.
That's exactly what I saw was all the shoulders slumping down, and that is.
You don't want that.
It's a little early for that.
Oh, yeah. First and 10. Maybe a couple plays left. Pressure up the middle. Nope. Yep, we picked up very nicely out to the flat. Weir once again just wide open once again, and the guards doing a good job taking what's available out to the flat, moving chains.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those teams, if they've got any semblance of a defense, they're going to be in every single game they play. Because they're going to put up some points,
yes,
man. This could be a 40 a weeker here.
Yeah, very well could. And you mentioned the new coach for Terre Haute North we did, Michael Gant, but Greg Barrett, you mentioned, this is 7th year at South Vermillion, 35-26 record overall to start year number 7. And so this is a young man that knows what he's doing. You have to get that last name a lot of people are familiar with, and he has shown that he knows how to coach some guys to put some good football on the field. Flag for the first time, as we'll see what this is. Maybe a hold or a face, as they're saying holding, as that probably would have been a first down by Coleman.
But as you mentioned, Coach Barrett, he's got a good system in place.
He does.
Just keeps improving. 2nd place in the conference last year, and you feel pretty hungry around here for a conference title this season.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you're putting in different guys in the slot. You're hitting guys out to the flat. You're going the slant. You're running a little end around. So there's a lot of different things that you're able to do with this offense. He's got some very capable guys on the outside. Whether you look at Wallace, you look at Weir, you're obviously looking at Coleman. These some guys that you got some things to work with. Looking near side, has a man. No, what a catch!
Wow.
What a catch by Dylan Condor. Had a defender draped all over him. Oh my! What a catch! What a throw!
Not only Condor, but Dallas Coleman's running down the field wide open. I mean, he can pick his poison, but what a catch! Wow!
Wow!
It's been incredibly impressive. He's so precise to start the season here. This is dangerous stuff.
That was a very impressive throw.
Oh yeah, on a dime.
Condor might have had half a step, and he did have half a step.
And the defender got his hand in, but he was still able to strong arm him and bring it in.
I know the Patriots defense trying to figure out how many more plays that South Vermillion has in here. 15. I haven't counted.
They're going by time, so they got 3 more minutes.
Okay, so I thought they were going
3 more minutes.
That's 15 minutes. Okay.
A lot of time for these guys.
That was under the center for, I believe, the first time Garzolini and a host of Patriots there on the tackle. You had Josiah Bennett in there. You had Caden Carney in there.
Coleman carrying the ball up the middle.
Q Moran in there.
That's going to be one of the concerns for North is the line's not real big. And, I mean, they're holding their own against South Vermillion, but they're not really getting any pressure back there. And they have shut down the running game fairly well, but at what cost, Whew.
What an outstanding performance by the South Vermillion offense. My, oh my, they really look sharp here tonight against the Patriots in quarter number 1 offensively.
Yeah, that's a perfect scenario there for them. They came out and just absolutely dominated the Patriots. So now North's going to take over the ball. We'll get a first glance at the Patriot offense for this season.
So it looked like it's going to be Harrison Wetzel, the 5'10" sophomore. That's going to be starting at QB. And I wonder if I went to school with his mother. I actually.
You're gonna date yourself.
Well, I don't. I'm wondering which was. And I probably shouldn't have said that till I found out exactly who his people are. But
You're either dating yourself or his mother's gonna come find you after this game.
I got a junior in high school, so it's a lot of some of my classmates have kids that are getting ready to graduate college.
Yeah.
So
we're getting up there, Walt.
We are. We are. Of course, I cut my hair. You don't see the gray. So we're going to take a quick timeout, as the players are as well. I didn't recognize that. I'm sorry, Tony Harper. We'll be right back after these messages.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
Well, back at South Vermillion High School, the host for tonight's Jamboree, as we're going to have a few minutes of respite between sides of the ball. As Terre Haute North will move to offense. We're taking, I believe, we're going to get 3 minutes between 15 play increments or whatever that might be. So it's good because you have guys that are playing both ways.
Yeah.
So that'll be good for them to get a little breather and recharge the batteries, drop to a knee, get some Gatorade, and get back out there. But man, what about those Wildcats? What we just saw.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to describe how good of a start that was, but. I mean, just everything went perfectly. I don't think he missed a pass, did he? Well, one. He had one incomplete pass, but even that was well placed.
It was.
Nothing to complain about, but I mean, 3 long bombs for touchdowns, and oh boy, they are going to be something to deal with.
They really are, and when you look at what does the coach say? I guess you completely complain about the penalty. You got a holding call. We got to work on that.
Bobbled handoff. So
right.
There's two things, but overall just outstanding from South Vermillion.
And obviously every week's not going to go like this, and you have injuries, you're going to have miscues. Sometimes a player's been worried about some exams or breaking up with someone, or you never know. There's things on your brain. So right now it's beginning, everybody's super focused. You hope it stays this way, but chances are something's going to go wrong during the season in one way or another, and so you have to respond to it. We talked about responding to Terre Haute North. Once again, not to pick on anyone, but just stating the obvious, the slump shoulders and things, and you would want one of the players, hopefully they talk about that and get some leadership amongst them to kind of pick up the guys when you're feeling low down.
Yeah, and you would like to see their offense come out and say, hey, we got this.
Yeah.
You guys had a rough start. We're going to pick you up here, kind of boost everybody's confidence a little bit, but we'll see how they do. This is going to be a tough task for the Wildcats now. Terre Haute North, don't beat a dead horse, but a pretty rough year last year. Just 2-8, 1-4 in conference play. They did not win any of their 6 road games, and a thorough beating against Whiteland in the sectionals. So nothing but improvement here, hopefully, on the north side this year.
And that's definitely what they'll be looking for. As we talked about it, Harrison Wetzel not under center, but behind center in the shotgun formation. That they'll be maybe deploying quite a bit. I don't know. We'll see. Of course, Bryson Carpenter off to ISU. And now Mr. Wetzel is his turn. And we'll see what we have over the middle. Complete to Dalton Harrisman, a freshman tight end, 6'4", 185 freshman.
It's a nice little safe pass, kind of get yourself in gear over the middle, gain about 5 yards.
Pass complete by the Patriots to number 87, Dalton Hirschman. 6-yard gain on the play for the Patriots. Second down and 4.
You know, when I personally feel that any team that has solid tight ends is going to be helped quite a bit. It's going to be a first run play, and the ball was tugged on, but kept in his arm. Sam Wehert, 5'9" sophomore, and so you have a tight end that can help you out, catch the ball, blocking. It helps out your offense quite a bit. And as a freshman, Hirschman at 6'4", something to kind of look at there.
Yeah, the tight end's your pressure valve. You know, he takes pressure off the quarterback. He takes pressure off the wide receivers, the running back. He's the guy that kind of takes the brunt of it. And if he can catch, that's a bonus. And they have one that can. So.
Third down and 4. We'll call it. Coming near side, looking for blocking. Not quite there. As the Wildcats doing a great job there. Dylan Hill along with Jay Skinner in there on the tackle. Be fourth down for the Patriots. Sam Wehert was your running back.
66, Zach, the Pudding Hess.
What they call him?
The pudding.
The pudding? Is that what I heard?
If I heard that correctly.
I like it. Okay. All right. The pudding. Is that what we said? Okay. All right. I like that. I can't wait till he makes the tackle. I'm going to say that. I love it. I love it. Near side. What a hit. Great reception, though, by Isaiah Menke. Held on to the ball, moved the chains, but Parker Weir had bad intentions.
Yeah, he 5'8", 155, but he hits like a ton of bricks.
That's right. And how about the shoes by Weir? I was going to bring that up. Parker Weir with the the shoes, the orange shoes. Absolutely love that.
He wins best shoes of the night so far.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen two of the teams, so we'll hold judgment.
I had a pair of Nikes that color back in the day. First and 10 on the 49-yard line. Out to the flat. Has a little room. Looking for a blocker. 10 yards, 12 yards down the field. We hurt. Nice little completion.
Yeah, North needed that. They needed something positive here. That was a good run.
Always interesting to see what the blocking is going to be able to do. How are your guys going to hold up? Can you give your quarterback time? You're going to be able to open up holes for your running back. Three receivers near side, one to the far. Still in shotgun is Wetzel. First and 10. Looking downfield. Ball might have been tipped and is intercepted. I don't know if you can run it back. I don't believe you can, but intercepted. And I think the ball might have been tipped. Maybe I'm wrong. But we'll go back to the 40-yard line and set things up again.
I think that was Aiden Wallace with the pick. He's a 6-foot junior back there, and yeah, he just a dangerous spot for that one. He might have been tipped. I didn't see it at the line, but
it was kind of floating. Yeah. I don't know if you remember the old Popeye the Sailor Man cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Where they had that, was it the burger that was kind of floating through the air? That's kind of what that ball reminded me of. Actually, I'm hungry, so I haven't had dinner yet, so
your
that's probably
mind's
why.
Somewhere else, right?
Well, Wetzel to the flat. Defenders converging and tackled there. Once again, Jay Skinner in there on the tackle, as well as Dylan Hill.
Pretty impressive secondary here for South Vermillion. They a lot of speed. They hit hard, quick to the ball. Nothing's easy here for the Patriots right now.
No, just kind of dinking and dunking a little bit. Trying to get their first score on the board. Second down and 7. Bottom of your screen is Trey Brown. Looking over the middle. Nice little reception for the first down and then more. And that was Cam Baker. Cam, a 6'2 senior, plays on both sides of the ball.
That may be how they have to make their living this year. Just kind of, it's a kind of a West Coast style thing, you know, little shorter passes, crossing routes, running going to be a big part of it, obviously. And hey, if it works, go with it. But I'm not sure we're going to see a lot of downfield passing.
And that's what I'd like to see, if you know, the arm and trying to get some blocking on this near side. Not quite developed. The blocking scheme wasn't quite able to develop. Great pursuit there by South Vermillion, and on the tackle there, Zach Puddin-Hess has got the nickname up here. I'd love to hear the story behind that. When you come to different places, you get to hear some nicknames, and I love the fact that the PA announcer gives the nicknames. He gives a little extra information. I love the fact that he does that. I love coming here just to sometimes to hear some little tidbits. 2nd and 11. See what Wetzel's able to do over the middle, and boy, how about the grab by Baker? The concentration had defender all over, maybe a little early, able to make that completion.
Yeah, it looked like, I think it was Dylan Hill, got a hold of him a little early, but great concentration. Baker able to hold on, and he's one of those seniors that's going to have to play a huge role this year for Patriots to be successful. You know, I was up in Hillsboro earlier today, and the rain was coming through, and I was a little worried about things. But, boy, it's a beautiful evening.
Yeah, it got a little cloudy for a while early afternoon, but then it cleared right back up to the flat. Not a well-placed ball there, and I tell you what, Kyle Higgins was almost had an opportunity to jump that, but it was a good completion by the receiver. Did you see who that was? He was able to snag that ball.
I think it was 21. That's Isaiah Minke.
Okay. 4th and 5. Looking. Going to scramble. Tucks it. Gets the first down. And good job by Wetzel. He looked, came off, maybe, I don't know, maybe a secondary receiver, decided to tuck it and go. Before the defense was able to converge, move the chains. That's the name of the game, is to move those chains.
It's your boy with the tackle there, too.
Puddin'. I love it, man.
He's a big body to be in the middle there. He's got to be a lot to deal with for any offensive line.
6'2", 280 as a senior. Trying to get some push right now. Wetzel looking. Scrambles far side. Nearing the first down marker. Lowers his head and drives over a Wildcat. You like to see that. I think it might have been Kyle Higgins that he was trying to drive through. And Wetzel's got a little heart there, huh? You like that?
Yeah, he does. That was a nice run. I think the element of surprise got him some good yardage there. So, you know, well planned.
Patriots in the red zone for the first time tonight. Of course, I think South Vermillion got 3 scores without ever being in the red zone. So
yeah, we've got
that could be overrated.
Strike versus the methodical here tonight in the first quarter.
Typically, the red zone is your friend. If you want to get there, and then also pay it off. Here comes a first down pass. Far side, Cam Baker tiptoes the sideline, looking for a first down. Very close to it. We'll see where we mark him. Yep, first down, and it'll be 1st and goal. That's the Patriots here, trying to punch this thing in the end zone from the 4-yard line.
Got a late substitution winner for the Wildcats. It's Ty Trammell. He's a freshman running in there.
So let's see what Wetzel does on first down. He hands the ball off. Oh, boy, can you elude a couple of tacklers? You got away from one, couldn't get the second one. Vince Dapes coming from the far side and gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
It's one of those that takes way too long to develop, and defense they had it snuffed out from the get-go.
And just like that, there's your 15 plays for the Patriots, and not able to get into the end zone, but they got down to the red zone. So let's see on the next time if they're ever able to make some hay a little bit more on the offensive end. So they're going to change teams on the field. So we'll step aside for a break as these teams exchange the pleasantries, and then get two more teams on the field. So we'll step aside. We'll be back after this on the Indiana Sports Network.
I am Matt Billieu, and this is my account. My relationship with Riddell started with a personal home loan, moving back to the area, and from there it blossomed into a business opportunity. Riddell, I think, is so much more than just a bank. They're a true partner. It's been so great, the relationship that we have with Riddell. They've partnered with us to make our family's dreams come true and bring Culver's to the Terre Haute community.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1, you are. You're #1 at York.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
You're watching the Indiana Sports Network.
Back here at South Vermillion High School, where the Wildcats and the Patriots are exiting the field, and onto the field coming up will be the Braves of Terre Haute South and the Knights of Northview. Looking at scheduling for us here at the Indiana Sports Network as we begin our new year. Of course, we'll have a football game every week. Every Friday we'll have a football game, and look to also have a little wrinkle in there as well. But next week we'll be at North High School as the team that we just saw, and the Northview Knights will come a-calling. It'll be Northview and Terre Haute North next Friday night. And that'll be followed on August 25th, Greencastle at Northview. September 1st will be Bloomington North at Terre Haute South, our first visit to the south side. And then on September 2nd, a little Saturday matinee for you, and Park Heritage at South Vermillion. And we're looking at that game being at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll have something that I don't know that I've ever taken part of a Saturday football game here at the Indiana Sports Network. That'll be a first for me. Very excited about that. September 8th, it'll be the Battle of the Bell, Terre Haute South at Terre Haute North. It'll be an interesting game. It always is. September 15th, Owen Valley at Northview. September 22nd, it'll be Northview at Terre Haute South. The 29th, Burbuff from Indianapolis at Terre Haute South. On October the 6th, the game will be announced later. But we have our schedule for you with high school football. We're also, for the first time, going to mix in some sprint football from St. Mary of the Woods. So very excited to be able to offer that for you as well. We'll have a few sprint football games September 30th, also October 7th, and October 21st, which I believe will be homecoming at St. Mary of the Woods. So they have 3 sprint football games on their schedule, home games. We'll have all 3 of those for you. And St. Mary of the Woods, incidentally, won their championship, their conference championship, in their first year of sprint football last season. So they're very excited. coach, I can't remember his name, but from Sullivan. Oh boy, I can't remember his name. I apologize, folks. It's just drawing a blank. But the head coach at St. Mary that was the sprint football team, I think it was Coach Powell, I do believe, if I remember correctly. Won a championship in year number 1. Did able to recruit his own guys, and very excited about that. And so we'll have some sporting events with St. Mary that was also looking for some men's and women's basketball as well. So looking at the schedule, a lot coming up for you this upcoming season. But of course, football here is preeminent, and right now we'll have Terre Haute South Braves and the Northview Knights.
Yeah, I got a little different look to the unis this year.
Yes.
Look at Northview over there. They got white jerseys, gray pants. Yeah. It's they had the all black last year, didn't they?
They did.
It's a little different. I like it.
And the Braves look to have a little different red in their uniforms,
they got some
the
new
shoulder
accents
pads
and stuff.
Yep,
so
they have some different accents on the shoulder pads. And I caught, as you see, the officials with Coach Heron and Coach Rates there, a couple guys that know of each other well. I caught flack last year for some picks that I made against Terre Haute South, which is my alma mater, and some of the players, some of the players let me know about it, and some of the coaches did as well. And
you can't ever go against your home, Walt.
Hey, I owned up, and I said, hey, man, you got to earn it. You got to earn this thing. So,
I mean, I'm a Northview grad, and whether I think they're going to win or lose, I pick them every game. So.
Yeah, I I'll save that conversation for another time, I think. But I'm with you. I'm with you. So maybe I learn from my mistakes. But I know South had a good year last year. Very proud of them, and so I'm just looking for them to repeat the success and move from it, and we'll see. Nobody, like I said to him, nobody's gonna give South anything. You got to earn it.
No, yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody's gonna give you anything. You're looking for some credit, okay? You're not gonna get it. But you got to come out there and earn it each and every week, and so that's what you have to do, and that's what these teams will. Both of these teams, Coach Rates has a system that he's been able to employ there at Northview. Now in his 11th year as Coach Heron at South, Coach Rates, you're looking at 76 wins, 28 losses, and it's now his 11th year. And so he's been very successful, multiple conference championships, deep runs in the sectional. And so, the man has been very successful there at Northview. And so, but my message to the Braves, let's earn this thing.
And it's been a bit of a disappointing end to last year's season for Northview. I think they got beat up by Brebeuf in sectionals, and they lost to South last year too. So,
which started the yapping from the South side at me. Well, here come the Braves, and we'll see what we have. Chris Heron, excuse me, I'm sorry, Brady Wilson. I apologize. I first mistake. Brady Wilson, the coach's kid, just a junior, coming back for year number 2 of starting for the Braves. Starts off with the reception, the completed catch to Coy Bender.
And one thing, Coach Rates, big defensive guy. Yeah. He's the power football guy, and he made no bones about it last week in an interview I saw. They're power football. They're going to be a running team, and they'll work their way off of that as they need to, as much the way they were last year.
Wow. Good tackling up the middle. You're talking about that defensive mindset, and a couple of Braves on the near side got away with some movement, and they both kind of just stopped because they thought it was going to be a flag, but there was none.
Good year last year for South, though. 6-4, 4-1, finished second in Conference Indiana. That's a tough job.
Yeah, it is.
3-2
best finish, I believe, under Coach Heron, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, they had a really good season, and they start off with Plainfield at home next week.
It's going to be tough. Amir Holman in the backfield for the Braves. You mentioned, it's a bad snap, and Holman's going to take off with that thing. And I guarantee you, all eyes are on 22.
Those gray helmets are going to be seeking him out. So it's transferred from Northview to South this season. Was a huge part of the Knights' offense last year. Matched with Kyle Cottee. It was a pretty good combo. And he's made the move over to the south end of Terre Haute, and he better watch himself right now.
Fourth down and inches, what we're calling it here, is Braves looking for their first down here in the Jamboree.
3 on the snap.
Hard count, and here comes Holman, met in the backfield and dropped. On the tackle, I know Kai Moore was back there. I think. And back to the 40 will go.
Got in there too. I think.
Who was that?
Caden Stewart got in on that one. Good hit in the backfield though.
Absolutely. And Holman's a guy that's very hard to stop with just one individual, and so he gets those legs churning, and it's hard to bring him down. Holman in the backfield along with Wilson. Wilson can spin that bean, folks. Back to pass, looking pressure in his face, over the middle, and complete to Gavin White. Gavin White, a 5'8" senior, getting his opportunities this year.
White's pass to Wilson is good.
It's a good find there. It's Northview. You know, they start at North next year. Last year, I think they started 5-0.
Yeah.
And then they finished the year 1-4. So
it was a tough back end of the schedule.
That Owen Valley game was the turning point. We did that game here on the Sports Network, and that was the clear definition of a turning point in the season.
Flag, got a little motion.
Oh, flag on the play.
As we'll see who it's going to be on. Going back to the offense, so it's going to be against Terre Haute South.
Penalty brings up 1st and 15.
And we will actually have the first 2 Northview games of the season here on the Indiana Sports Network.
Yeah, Greencastle Northview is usually a energetic game, a spirited contest, and so we'll see what goes on there as well in week number 2. Pressure coming from the near side. Wilson goes the other way, has a man in the completion is going to Landon Wilkinson. I think, no, Trevor Branch. No. I didn't catch. I
You're
don't know
all
which one
mixed
it was.
up.
I am.
Hey, it's our first game back, too.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, it was interesting because, and I'll make fun of myself here, Tony Harper was just saying to me that the change in uniforms is that the IHSAA mandated that teams have high contrast in their uniforms, so old guys like me can see the numbers.
And you're still not getting it right.
Struggling. Yeah, you get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 guys in there. I'm trying to pick out which ones.
See, that's a good thing about sitting over here. I can let you stumble all over it. If I don't know, nobody cares. So.
Oh man, I'll just start.
I just start talking about the sun or the grass or something, and.
Oh my. Looking for a pass to Chris Heron. Now, this is a young man, a large tight end who played a big part of the offense the last couple of years, and I look for that to expand here even this year. Wilson looking downfield. Has a completed man over the middle, and that was A.J. Watkins, a 5'10" senior.
He always kind of telegraphs the deeper pass because he cocks his shoulder and just kind of waits for a minute.
Brings up 3rd down and about 4 yards.
So this defense for Northview is standing very stout, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a pretty good start for them. I mean, South's nothing to sneeze at offensively, and Knights are hanging in there.
Absolutely, and very, you know, you got a lot of athletes on both sides of the ball here. So third down and about 4. Would be surprised to see a give. Well, there, that's what I was looking for. A little counter there as we get near the first down. I think we have it. As the Braves look like Zaire White.
And number 84, Bell, defending for the Knights.
It's always fun to watch the battle in the trenches down there, especially early in the season, see who's getting a push. And right now, South doing a pretty good job holding Northview at bay, giving their quarterback some time.
And he's got to have time to operate. 4 receivers in a route. Trevor Branch, the top of your screen. He's got wheels. Plays both sides of the ball. Wilson rolling, completing once again to Watkins. A.J. Watkins. Another underneath route for the Braves.
Yeah, Northview's covering the deep routes, I mean, pretty tight, and they're leaving that underneath open, and South's willing to take it every time.
You know, these Northview DBs, they're athletic. You know, they'll stay with the guy, and so it's like, do you have time to look down the field? And if you do, is your man got a step? So second down and 1. Hand off into the backfield, or from the backfield. White
carrying the ball this time for the Braves.
Tell you what, South's line doing a good job down there. Jaden Kelly, tallest guy on the team, 6'5", here on the end, 6'5", 250. Next to him, you got Sean Murphy, 285. I mean, they got some hog mollies down there.
What'd you call them?
Hog mollies.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
That's an old Madden phrase, I think.
1 time, coming to 2 on the snap.
First down at 10. Braves looking to punch this thing in the end zone for the first time this season.
2.
Wilson's got room. He's got time. Going to the end zone. Not a good pass. Not a good pass. Honestly, should have been intercepted.
Yeah, that was a great job by the receiver knocking it away from the defender.
Tyler Lee was right there, the senior for the Knights, and you mentioned that, knocking that ball away to keep the possession.
Yeah, all of a sudden, trying to get the number on him.
Yeah.
Was that Heron? Yeah, that was Heron.
Okay.
Suddenly, he turns from a wide receiver into a safety, and he's got to knock that thing away.
Right.
So, heads up play.
Second down and 10. Hand off to White once again. I tell you what, White has a low center of gravity. And this is a young man looking at 5'7", 165. You contrast him with Coleman.
Yep.
They're going to be an interesting tandem in the backfield for the Braves.
I always like to see what kind of monster each team has.
Yeah.
Do you have 2-headed? Do you have a 3-headed? What kind of monster are we talking? And they've got 2 pretty good ones back there.
They do. Absolutely do. Just need a couple of holes to run through, give them a chance.
I think it was Owen Valley last year that was so impressive, the way they'd run the ball and kind of work their passing plays off of that.
Watching here, going, looking the far side. Yep. There it is. There it is. They rolled Heron out to the far side. He had been lining up near the slot all game long so far. When they rolled him out, I said, ooh, he's going to the corner of the end zone. That's a big target. A nice play right there. A nice little wrinkle. Now you got Heron on the near side of the field. You can line him up all over the place. He's got to be a big part of this offense.
Yeah, Northview wasn't ready for that.
And push into the end zone. You saw Heron, that being Chris Heron, put his arms up, giving the signal right there on your screen. And Zaire White, 5'7" junior, crosses the goal line for the Braves.
And that's another one of those things that they're going to be working on. Northview didn't react very well to their substitutions. They were all out of whack when South snapped that. Not a chance of stopping him.
You know, you look at just right then, Zaire White coming off the field, Eimer Holman going onto the field, and the embrace that they gave each other. So when you have your depth chart, whether you're 1, 2, 2, 1, 1A, 1B, whatever you want to say, you have guys like that, your tandem, which that seems like it would be. You need those guys to be able to have a good relationship. You got to work well together. You have to support each other, lift each other up, not just be like, oh man, he's getting carried, he's getting my carriage. So that's what you want to see. You want to see that, camaraderie between guys that really are competing for carries.
Yeah, they're brothers in arms back there. If one guy gets hurt, the other one's going to have to pick it up, and vice versa. So it's much better if your relationship is like that than, kind of being a little jealous maybe.
That's right.
So.
Now back to the 40. Wilson looking after a snap that wasn't the best. Oh, he flips it out to the flat. How about that? And it ends up being a big play. And he's still on his feet, tiptoeing down the sideline. Holy moly. Eimer Holman, and I tell you, I thought that was going to be a sack. Ends up being a big game.
Yeah, that was a great job of keeping his head about him. He got spun around and still kept his eyes up. Holman standing right there free and clear.
Yep.
And that's the play where the Northview fans go, that's a little hard to watch.
Yep. And so that's the quiver is empty for the plays for the Braves. We'll take a little break and come back for the Northview side of the offense. So switch this thing up, and the Knights will have the football. We'll step aside and be back after these messages on the Indiana Sports Network.
A Plus Printing is your best place for uniforms, programs, t-shirts, and hats, plus screen printing, business printing, and documents. Get all your promotional items, including koozies and coffee mugs. Just give Kevin a call. A Plus Printing does it all.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
And a big thank you to our sponsors tonight. Once again, A Plus Printing, Culver's, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Blue State Farm Insurance, Verdell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. Kanan Harper and Noah Gassino and Sebastian De La Rosa are camera operators tonight, and Mr. Tony Harper here is our producer. Walter Gordon and Troy Wilzine here tonight is bringing you the 2023 Jamboree. If you just in case you tuned in and I wasn't quite sure what was going on, well, just tell you, I'll set the stage for you. The first quarter was South Vermillion and Terre Haute North. The second quarter, now that we're in right now, I guess it would be the third eighth, we can call it, Terre Haute South and Northview, as the Northview Knights getting ready to get the ball for the first time this evening in their offense on the field.
Get to see what Northview's plan is here. We've got Kyle Cottee returning for his senior year and a slew of freshman running backs.
Yeah.
And they're going to lean heavy on them, I feel like. So we'll see what they've got.
And I know that we'll see Kyle run the ball quite a bit himself. Of course, Kyle started at Terre Haute South and was a starting quarterback, a couple years ago. This is the second year at Northview. Coach Jackson there barking at his defense, trying to get guys in position. So here we are, 1st and 10 from the 40, and a handoff on first play. Oh, a beautiful move there for Tyler Lee.
He's the one running back they've got that's not a freshman that I could find. So
you know, you look at the roster, and there's just littered with, and I that's the wrong choice of words. That denotes that it's something unwanted. But there are lots of freshmen and sophomores on this roster. Through the air is complete to Luke Marlowe. That's close to another first down. We'll see where to spot this thing.
And that's one thing I would look for Northview to change just a little bit this year is Kati's a pretty good thrower. He's got a good arm, and he makes good decisions. He's not always put in a great position when they go to the passing game. They tend to go heavy to it when they're trailing, by 10 or something like that. But you'd like to see him visit it just a little bit more.
Up the middle, running is going to be another first down. Marlowe will move the chains for the night. You liked just a moment ago that first down throw.
Yeah.
Throw early in the sticks, I hear you. Yeah.
Let him throw a little bit when it's not an obvious passing down, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But
makes sense.
Led by number 13, Nick Yatsko.
So all this underclassmen we've been talking about, and so far only seniors touching the ball.
Yeah.
Marlowe in motion. Kati's going to look back to pass again. Over the middle. Oh, boy, he could have gone deep post pattern. He'll pull this thing down and scamper, get out of bounds. You don't want him to take a hit. I thought he was going to go to Avery Perry to the post, who I thought Perry was starting to break free ever so slightly if he would have just thrown it up and give him a chance to run under it.
Yeah, and one thing, maybe I just noticed this, but there must be some kind of no-hit thing on the quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know.
Isaac Johnson broke through there, and he just turned around and looked the other way.
Really?
So.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is. I'd like to see the quarterbacks not get hurt tonight.
No, I don't either. Johnson's getting to him.
Yeah, well, there you go. And that's the thing that I wonder how much of that we're going to see tonight is Kati. As you see him motioning first down, Kati, this is a guy who's going to run the ball a lot this season.
Yeah,
you don't want him to get hurt.
He's going to take some knocks.
He's going to take, you need to, kind of get your wits about you. But here tonight, probably won't run as much as normally would. But here against the Braves, against a team that he used to play for,
be hard to hold up.
Yeah, I think he wants to score the ball a few times against these guys. Oh, and there's a lot of movement there.
He got the better of him on that one.
Yeah. Hard count sometimes works wonders, and he had just about the whole D-line moving across.
So that's the only team we haven't seen the coaches on the field.
You're right.
So they must. He must want them to feel like, it's on you guys. I'm over here.
Yeah.
So
that might not be bad.
I think it's a pretty good idea, honestly. Like let's do it how we're going to do it every week.
1st and 5. Conti keeps.
Nice fake.
Oh boy, look at that long stride. And ball hit the ground. It should be a touchdown, and it is. Yeah. The long strides of Kyle Kati was tripped up at the maybe 3-yard line, was able to fall forward for the score. And the Knights feeling good about their offense right now, right?
Yeah, they certainly are. Yep. It's a lot of celebration for a touchdown in the Jamboree here, but that was a great fake, and boy, they weren't ready at all on the defensive side, so Northview looking pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. And, you look at, once again, opportunity because you look at the schedule. I don't think these two teams played. Oh, yes, they do. They tipped on 22nd. I was thinking that I couldn't remember if they played each other this year or not, but they do. So these are two teams that in the regular season don't be matched up. And I think over the last two years, Northview's won and South won. So
yeah, South won at Northview last year. I think it was like 47-38 or something. But
crazy game.
Northview's got to travel to Vigo County, face North and South this year.
Yeah. It's interesting how it works scheduling-wise. How it's kind of like, obviously it's not as far, but it's kind of like the years where you have to go to Bloomington North and Bloomington South for a little bit north to south.
You kind of figured that.
How does that happen? That shouldn't happen.
Somebody should look at that, maybe.
Yeah, seriously. Let's flip-flop that thing. Good for both all schools involved. Kati surveying. He's going to throw it out of bounds. And that is what that is to me a step forward, because Kyle Kati has got to know, throw the ball out of bounds, because you don't take a hit, don't risk an interception. Nothing there. The pocket was converging. Toss it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a very smart play, and that's something, he needed to work on, and he clearly has. So.
And the rules have been relaxed, so you can do that more now.
Yeah.
So, I think that helps out the quarterback. 2nd down and 10. You don't want your quarterback to force things necessarily. Sometimes you have to, but in a situation like this, you don't. Knights, my God. Oh, my. Sometimes the old Uncle Mo just won't be stopped, and Tommaso Poff was just, he started creeping toward the line. He just couldn't stop himself. He tried so hard. Yeah, he tried so hard.
It's hard to stop 300 pounds from crossing that line. So.
Man.
Tricky.
He'll get teased about that.
I think he's our biggest guy of the night.
Yeah, he might be 305. Yeah. And here we go. A nice lick there. Applied by Bronson Thomas of the Braves, and I think that was Tyler Lee running the ball for the Knights.
It was a good run by Lee. Yeah. I think he got 8 or 9 on that one, but boy, he got popped at the end of it.
He did. There's some chatter out there. There's no love lost. This is maybe the Jamboree, but when you look at this, Terre Haute South is going to play, as obviously they're playing Northview right now. And then the next quarter they'll be against their crosstown rivals with North.
Well, in the first year they brought this Jamboree back, 2021, they had it at Northview, and when North faced South, that got chippy.
Yes, and so that's just
and we've got that in the next quarter tonight. So
that's the nature of this Jamboree, where some of these teams play each other now. Northview plays North and South. Didn't used to be that way, but they have both of them on their schedule now.
And of obviously North and South play each other. South, which is a whole different beast.
Say it again.
I said North versus South is a whole different beast.
Yeah.
So.
And
then you got South Vermillion coming in, whooping up on everybody, and then you won't see him anymore.
That's exactly right. We'll see him in a few weeks, but that's just, boy, I tell you. Northview. Still a few plays left. Is pressure and a screen. Oh, that's a pass that Kati wants to have back.
Yep.
He would love to have that one back, because that screen was set up for at least a decent game. Breathing down his neck, Jaden Kelly, 6'5", 250. Jaden Kelly is a sophomore. Coach Maynard Lewis was just walking up the stands a little bit ago. I wonder if he's in Mr. Kelly's ear. I don't know if he plays basketball at all. But at 6'5", 250, at least the young man could do.
Yeah, they could use some height for
sure.
Yes,
they could. Absolutely. You got Chris Heron out there. But 6'5", 250, look at that kid. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Kick the tires.
They could use a little help on the south end, on the hardwood. So.
Bass in motion, whistles.
Got a false start against Northview.
False start called against the Knights.
So our next quarter, you mentioned that, there will be Terre Haute South and Terre Haute North. As I would imagine there'll be a little more time between quarters, and South will have back-to-back quarters. I don't know how that'll work, how much time they'll have between quarters. Maybe it'll be 5 minutes again, or maybe it'll be a little more. We'll see. We'll play this by ear. Bath in motion once again. Kati keeps. across the original line of scrimmage, gets a few, backs into his tackler, and that was A.J. Watkins.
About a 7-8 yard gain on the play for North.
So you look at now a third manageable. From 3rd and 15 to about 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, and much better play selection for Kati.
Northview starts the season, as we mentioned, next week at North, and then they host Greencastle, and then a big conference matchup at Sullivan early in the season.
Oh, boy. Kati keeps and tries to run through defender Bronson Thomas as Thomas stands his ground.
Tomahawk down by number 10, Bronson Thomas.
That'll bring us to 4th down.
He came out of the TP to make that tackle. 4th down.
Terre Haute South season starts with Plainfield, then at Floyd Central, and then conference play with Bloomington North.
Yeah, it's just no.
It's relentless, man, for all these teams.
You got no off weeks, man. It's a tough schedule. Tough schedule for the Braves, man. Oh, boy.
I think it North is going up to Indianapolis to play Crispus Attucks the second week.
Yeah. Demarius McLawyer flanked to the left of, picks up a block in just enough time. How about that? I'm going to give him some love here. He's got a nice completed, and that's going to go to, was that Peyton McCollum, I do believe? Let's see.
Yeah, that was Avery Perry with the catch.
Okay. So, and I was mentioning, Demarius McCollum. This young man stands at 5'5", 145, and he had to stand in there and pick up a big block that gave Kati enough time to complete that pass. So kudos to Demarius right there. He got, it was a tough one to stay with. New quarterback in there, Colton Bass. He's going to look down the field a little bit, zips one out of bounds. As Kati now will be able to stand back there with the coaches for the rest of the series.
Avery Perry. Pass was actually caught by Joe Turr. Brings up 2nd down.
So you're seeing a first backup quarterback of the night for any of the teams, and quite frankly, I like that. You get, someone else a couple of snaps and see what you can do.
Well, and that may come back to Kati's taking more hits than anybody else too. You don't want to risk it.
Absolutely.
So.
Pressure. Oh boy.
Ooh, that was nice.
And that was a completion to McLawyer. He immediately goes down as that one floated just a tad. As was that Tyree Cuffle on the tackle?
Bronson Thomas, I think, brought him down. Or maybe I'm not reading that number right.
You probably are. I would bet that you're right and I'm wrong.
Either way, they had it snuffed out from the start. That's great exactly defensive stand there.
So decent series for both defenses. Offenses both moved the ball some and both scored. So Terre Haute North, who comes up next, will be hopefully the last team that score, be the last team to score for the first time. We'll step aside for another break and come back with quarter number 3. You're watching the 2023 Jamboree right here on the Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, the first two quarters of this Jamboree are in the books, as Terre Haute South and Northview in that last quarter just both scored one time, and so they were able to both get in the end zone. Now, coming up, we'll have the Terre Haute South Braves and the Terre Haute North Patriots on the field at the same time, at the same place, so that always is interesting. You know, these two teams get together. I was walking in, and someone I was talking to, and you know, there was some chatter about what one team was going to do to the other. I'm not going to say who it was and what team said what about the other, but there was some chatter. This is the Jamboree, man. I'm hearing some chatter from individuals and said, hey, this is what we're going to do to that other team across town. It's going to be, and I'm like, okay, all right, we'll see what happens. I was told a lopsided score in the regular season, and they were very, you know, so we'll see what, you know, who can back up what, but this is their first time being on the field together at the same time, so it'll be interesting to see how much of the game plan is unveiled. I think it'll be very vanilla.
Yeah, I felt like with Northview and South, there was a lot being held back there.
Sure.
So I think South's ready to release the hounds a little bit here.
I'd be surprised if they don't again. I want to show North anything, you know, any of their better plays, but I also I wonder for Terre Haute North, because they had no reason to hold anything back against South Vermillion. You just wonder, you know, how, you know, is it going to be kind of vanilla? Or, you know, we're trying to move some things along with the, you know, new.
If you're North, you got to come out and try to prove something to yourself right now, because they didn't look very good. No. I mean, let's be honest, they didn't look too great there to start things off, and I think you got to come out and you really got to put the pedal to the metal here for at least 4 or 5 plays and see if you can accomplish something.
Yeah. I don't know who gets the ball first, but I'd like to see it be Terre Haute North, and you know, see if they can kind of,
you know, and
feel a little better about themselves.
Whoever's on defense first may react to how they're treated by the other offense.
Right.
So,
well, they're you know, giving Terre Haute South a little extra rest, it looks like. So we're going to step aside one more time for a break, and then we'll come back. This is the exclusive home of the 2023 Jamboree. This is the Indiana Sports Network.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1, you are. You're #1 at York.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
Oh, it's a beautiful night for football here at South Vermillion High School. Beautiful blue skies, warm temperatures, a nice little breeze kind of blowing as you see Coach Heron talking to his quarterback there. Brady Wilson has given some instruction you know, Coach Heron has had a few quarterbacks that can kind of really spin it here in its 11 years at Terre Haute South. And so loves to have a wide open offense and kind of throw the ball down the field. So I'll be interested to see if we see Brady Wilson in this quarter throw the ball down the field a bit more.
Yeah, I think he will. But you're right. He's had a pretty good history here of quarterbacks that can, you know, accurate, strong arms, and he's got another one this year. So I expect him to show off a little bit here.
Yep. And some wide receivers with some wheels, and that's always good as well. As you know, these Terre Haute South Braves 6-4 last year, looking to increase that win total, but also looking at a daunting schedule of this year, as you mentioned. It is going to be
there's nothing
going to be
here.
very, very difficult. You know, when you're looking at that schedule for Terre Haute South. So there's no, you know, a lot of times you have to have maybe an early gimme. You don't have.
Their
you don't have
closest
any
thing to a
gimmies.
gimme is North, and that's no gimme.
I mean, you're right.
Because the attitude that comes in that evening is it's different. So
You just don't know. You know, you look at North, they're going to Christmas Addicts, which, you know, to be honest, it's a basketball school. You know, and so, you know, hopefully they'll be able to get a big victory there and have a lot of other victories as well. But
I mean, all these conference games,
the conference games are
Bloomington North, South, Columbus North, Southport, those are all just crazy difficult. Brebeuf, like, that's not going to be easy.
Yeah, but you have Brebeuf at the end of your schedule. You know, that's tough. Garen Catholic.
North's last game is Brebeuf. They got Garen Catholic before that.
That's right. That's a tough way to go, man. Is you know, looking at coaches here on the field, South coaches is looking to get this thing going here in a couple more minutes, but you know, it's a tough way to go, and then you know, Terre Haute South tough as well when you're looking at the way their schedule. So you know, the pickup of Floyd Central, the pickup of Plainfield. I mean, they're really challenging themselves this year, and you look at having a junior quarterback, junior tight end. You look at those two, that combination. You know what you have, barring injury. You know you have that this year and next year. So I think the schedule next year will be just as challenging, trying to get ready for postseason and trying to make a run. And so, you know, I like the fact that they set it up that way, because you have the personnel, hopefully, barring injury, that will match your schedule.
Yeah.
It's not a schedule you would want to have for, you know, a first-year quarterback, first-year running back, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, is just developing your team as the year goes along, improving each week, and then when it's time, when it counts, and it's go or go home, you're at your absolute best. And they are going to get some strong tests this season. So you feel like they're going to be well prepared come playoff time.
Should be. You know, the last quarter that we'll see, and we'll talk about this more as we go on, the last quarter tonight, Northview and South Vermillion, I find myself sitting here like, man.
Kind of can't wait for it.
I know. Can we get the Wildcats back on the field, please? Can we, you know, not that I want to fast forward through this quarter. I mean, far be it from me to say that. But, man, I just want to see those Wildcats again. I'm kind of
They got a long break, too. They're going to be – they're ready to roll, man.
I just was so impressed with what I saw in that first quarter. Yeah. And I really liked what we saw. I want to see more.
Yeah. It's got me looking forward to, what is it, week 4 here with us? We come back and see the Wolves come to town.
That's right. So here we go, folks. Looks like the Patriots offense will be on the field first, as the Braves defense will go out there to match. And Coach Jackson, Coach Shannon Jackson will given his defense last instruction, graduated of Indiana State University back in the day, and this is a good football mind on that staff at Terre Haute South, I tell you. very fortunate to have him on the sideline, giving back and giving a lot to these kids and helping these kids get better.
Looks like South's going to start on offense here. We're going the other way down the field this time with them. So I take that back. North has it. So.
Here comes old Harrison Wetzel on offense as he'll get his snaps. And going down the field, ball underthrown just a hair, and Ethan Tabor, Josiah Bennett. No, was I right? I was right the first time. Vince Dates. God, I was. Man, just say all the.
Come on, Walt. What are you doing?
Vince Dates tried to step back and get that completion, but also wanting to run and fell to the ground. But it's also flag on the play. I didn't see that. So I like the fact that North threw the ball down the field early.
Yeah, it was a little underthrown. Still a catchable ball.
Yeah, it was.
A little behind the receiver. He had to twist a little bit, but it's nice to see him take a shot for sure. That'll kind of loosen up, get some men out of the box. Maybe not. There's still 8 in there, but
here we go again. Down the field to the tight end. A good catch, but a big hit. That was Dalton Hersman with the reception once again.
Gavin White brought him down.
Pass complete to number 87. Dalton Hersman.
Seems like they're gonna rely on Hersden a little bit this season. It's just a freshman.
Yeah. So underneath route coming out of the backfield. You're going to see that a lot.
Good size, good hands.
Yes. In the backfield, there was pressure, but the ball was dumped off to the safety valve. That was the running back we heard. Got close to the sticks. As it'll be a 3rd and short.
That's what you want to see your running back do. He made the first man miss, and all of a sudden you're 8 yards farther down the field.
It'll be interesting to see teams play the Patriots. As do they? Crowd them, put a lot of guys in the box and force them to throw the ball down the field. That was tipped. And for the first time tonight, Wetzel goes to the turf.
That was Isaac Johnson, and I'm interested to see him play when he can go at the quarterback, because he's been in the backfield all night long.
Big brave number 64, Isaac Johnson.
Isaac Johnson, 5'10", 205. And 4th and short. I'd love the Patriots wanting to complete this. And there you are. Nice completed pass to Baker. Baker gets away from a couple of guys. He'll go down. So Cam Baker, the senior, 6'2", 175. So it's interesting with that 4th and short. Not just running. We're going to try to complete that with the pass. It did.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of space around him too. So it was a good read and a great route run there, and honestly, a good play call. So I think South was thinking run, and they fooled them.
So 1st down and 10. And we heard trying to get out of the backfield. Not going to get out. Oh, boy. He got chopped down. In on the tackle, Jaden Houle, and I believe also Landon Wilkinson. He got hit.
You don't want to run south.
Yeah, get up that field.
Yeah, he was trying to get to the edge there for a minute, but boy, you don't want to head backwards while you're doing it.
Another flag on the play, as that's the 2nd penalty on this series. For the Patriots.
And that's one thing you feel like with North, they got to stay ahead of the chains.
Yeah.
They can't have this where they're shooting themselves in the foot.
No.
Long field now, and not sure they're built to gain big chunks, So
First down and 20, what we're saying.
If they can, 3-4 yards on first down, 3-4 yards, 3-4, that may be their game. But take your shot when you can, obviously, but how far back are we going to go?
I don't know. I was, we're way back here,
First
man.
and 48, I think.
Oh, boy.
Now he's walking back with it.
Okay.
They're confused, too.
We talked about, getting the kinks out. And this is a jamboree for everybody, so, that's all right. Thought we were going to have to snap the ball from Feather Creek back there. Up a little closer to the county line.
They're still discussing it. We may yet.
Yeah, so, we'll get this thing situated, and whatever it is, it'll be a long one. It'll be a long first down for the Patriots, and we're going to settle on the 48-yard line. Out to the flat. Can we make a couple of guys miss? No. Great tackle. Who was that? Trevor Branch. Trevor Branch is going to have a big year if the Patriots, if the Braves are going to be successful defensively. He has got to be solid on that corner. As a junior, has played varsity football, I believe, since his freshman season, I think. I know he started last year, but I think he got varsity time as a freshman, if I remember correctly.
He's a key player on the basketball team, too.
Yes, he is. All-around athlete and a nice young man. His grandmother was my babysitter. Going down the field, Trevor got beat. Oh, I just talked about you, Trev. Come on, buddy. Help me out. I talk about the family connection, and then he got beat down the field.
Man. Nice pass there. Wetzel found Vince Dates down the sideline, and look at Terre Haute North moving the ball. They're showing me up. I wanted them to, and they're doing it. So there's a little life in these Patriots.
Looking to pass. Got to get rid of that ball.
Wide open over there.
Looking, throws it away. Takes a hit, though, and that's what you don't want. You don't want the quarterback to, on a situation like that, get rid of the ball. Don't take your lick. Let's move it to next down. But at least went out of bounds and did not take a sack.
Yeah, Trey Brown found himself wide open in the end zone. It's just Wetzel never could get eyes on him.
Back into the game, big number 79, Jaden Kelly. I'm going to have to ask Maynard about that kid. I'm going to have to find out.
Piqued your interest, hasn't it?
Yes. Yes, he's long. End around, Baker. Trying to look for a hole. Not quite there. Got a few.
Brought down by number 13, Nick Yatsko. With some help from number 79.
But if you look at 79 on your screen there for Terre Haute South, he's 6'5". He's got long arms, man. He's a long kid. Out to the flat once again. There. Completed. Caught from behind. It looked like number 70 in on the tackle, Ryan Hesher.
Wetzel just saw Kelly stare at him and whites of his eyes. That's not a good sight. That's
fourth down for the Patriots. Looking.
That's a nice throw.
Nice slant. Nice slant and completion. Bronson Thomas brings down Vince Dates. The one thing that we look at Wetzel kind of staring down his receiver. He locked eyes and didn't come off of that. So that's one thing. This is first year starting quarterback.
We've seen him have some pretty good touch on the throw to Dates on the sideline. There, very strong throw across the middle. So he's got the arm.
Weird. Nope, he kept it. No, excuse me. A nice little quarterback keeper hunting the goal line. Not quite going to get there, and Wetzel faked me out. I thought he gave the ball to Sam I Am.
But you're right. He's looking down his receivers just a bit, and I'm sure they'll go back and look at this tonight, and there'll be a discussion.
And that's just something you got to learn. Quarterback roll out, trying to look for a blocker. Oh, not there. Upended. A big hit by the Braves, Nick Yatko.
Being stopped in his tracks, number 13, Nick Yatko making the play.
Well, you want to see, for the Patriots' sake, you want to see him punch it in here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Braves getting a late substitution, getting the man off the field. 3rd down and 2 from the goal line. Right over the middle. Oh, that could have been a flag. Is that going to be a flag? No, he wasn't impeded. I thought he might have been impeded because the defender had his back to the ball, but as a receiver, I think that was days. You got to sell that thing.
Yeah, you got to sell that more. That's what I was thinking,
flag.
too.
You got to sell it.
Throw your arms up.
Yes.
You know,
run into him and fall down. Whatever you got to do, man.
Great job by the Braves.
Yeah. Well, the Patriots not quite able to get into the end zone. They got to the goal line and were stymied by the Braves defense. So we'll take a quick break and come back for the Braves offensive series. That'll be the fifth portion, the fifth offensive segment, sixth offensive segment of the night. Braves on offense, right back after this.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
You're watching the Indiana Sports Network.
And we're back to the 2023 Jamboree, and we're at a place that's hosting very well, South Vermillion. I always love coming here for a sporting event. When you come into South Vermillion, great hospitality. And also the venues are very nice, and the football field, as it should, looking very nice and very pristine early in the season. And we'll see what it looks like in early October. Get some rain, some cold weather, and some of that grass gets chewed up. But right now the field's looking very good, as it should be. And the Terre Haute South Braves on the field, and interesting that I don't see a deep safety, and I wonder if Brady Wilson sees that too. Oh, and they almost jump on the hard count, trying to get in the backfield, get to Holman, and it's complete. I would just love to see Brady Wilson go downfield on one of these passes.
Yeah, and the one thing I noticed from the first time we saw South this evening was everything's really under control. It's well balanced, and it's a methodical plan they're going with, and it's working so far.
All 11 Patriots within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Lord have mercy, I'm licking my chops if I'm a quarterback. And a flag. That's as an offensive player, you should take that as an insult. If you're a quarterback and all 11 are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, you need to be offended by that.
Yeah, I would agree.
And if you're a coach, hey coach, I'm going down the field. They're within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Come on, coach. It's the Jamboree. I'm
getting all wound up for the first.
That to me, hey, get offended by that, coach. Get offended by that quarterback.
Sometimes you just explode out of nowhere. You know that.
That's something I'm just.
I get your point completely. I agree.
Yeah.
Look at them all up here.
No, man, how dare you? Yeah, come on now.
See if they listen to you here.
They won't. It's a Jamboree. They won't.
They might.
Wilson going deep corner. And there's our guy right there. Heron is a big target. This is his third year starting as a tight end. And you keep featuring this young man. The Wilson to Heron connection is deep.
It is. That's kind of the leading receiver, you feel like, but boy, they've got some speed out there with White too.
Yep.
And Coy Bender, we've seen him tonight. There's pretty strong receiving core.
Yeah. Looking underneath, ball pops in the air. Looking for Gavin White. The ball popped in the air off of his hands. Love to see him grab that thing. Couldn't even go up for it a little bit if you need to, but I think he wanted to spin and go after he brought the ball down. But the first thing, catch it.
Yep.
Got to catch it first.
And honestly, other than the one throw by Wetzel, all four quarterbacks have taken care of the ball pretty well tonight. So.
Yep. I bet you Northview won't be all 11 within 5 yards on the Garzalini.
No,
what do you think?
That's a death sentence if you do that.
Yes. And I wish you would if I'm a quarterback.
Boy, they are stacked up there tight, aren't they?
Yes. Offensive line. Let's see what they do. If they give our man a little time over the middle and complete it. A nice little pitch and catch. And once again, you talk about under control, and once again, we talk about Heron.
Okay, he's bit him twice, kind of mid-length passes there. I'm wondering what your theory is now. If you're North, what are you doing?
They're not able to get to Wilson at all. The offensive line for the Braves are doing a great job thus far.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 15. Holman with the ball. He gets stacked up, going nowhere. Host the Patriots in there on the play. One of the young men, Jackson McDonald, one of the linebackers. Also saw
like sorry, Walt, let me talk over you, but in the heat of battle, when it's the battle of the bell, that situation comes up and they're stacking the line. That's a pass right there.
Yep. 2nd and 11. And that's where I go back to, how much will we see in the Jamboree? And I still,
that's what it's for. It makes you speculate and wonder, right?
Pressure and ball knocked down. That was the first time they got somebody really close to Wilson. And you got to remember, folks, Brady Wilson stands 5'10". And I think that's what a few pairs of socks want. I mean, this is not a tall young man, and so, so you get some pressure, get some right up, defensive lineman coming right down his face. You stood tall.
He did, that pass, and he had a man. He just, you put that little bit of pressure on him, and all of a sudden he throws it a yard short.
Yeah.
You got a shot at it.
3rd and 11. A lot of hard counts. Here comes running back through. Oh, boy. How about that run?
Whoa.
Oh, boy. And is it going to be maybe a horse collar? No.
He got in, didn't he?
Just a hard tackle.
Yeah.
Okay. You pop right up. No helmet needed. Is that a touchdown? Did he
Zaire White. Yeah, he got across.
I didn't see a call.
One of the refs over there did, I thought.
Touchdown.
Okay, well.
Warfield, too, you know. He's
that's
small,
a name.
shifty.
Warwick Dunn, yes. Oh, I loved watching Warwick Dunn back in the day.
But once he got through, I mean, he was gone.
He was gone. Well, the Braves score in this quarter as they did in the last quarter. And now we'll see if they can do it again. Back to the 40-yard line to set things up. Please go deep at some point. No. You know, and like I said, there's a nice little pitch and catch. Gavin White. I just don't know how much we're going to unveil.
You're keeping it in your hip pocket right now if you're Terre Haute South. And
they are. I wouldn't. I still
they're
would
moving the ball, so
at least one time I'm letting them chuck that thing.
I would too. Just put a little fear in them, you know.
Especially after getting beat 3 times deep by South Vermillion.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna test you once.
Northview's sitting over here. They play North next week, and they're seeing what's going on.
Yep.
And if the Patriots bring them all up to try and stop Kati, then over the top we go.
Yeah, and he's got a strong arm. He does. He can go send that thing, 50 yards down the field.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that impressed me. Number one, I thought the South Vermillion offensive guard Zeleny was spectacular. But secondly, I'm impressed by this running back tandem of Holman and White.
Yeah,
I'm very intrigued by these two running backs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, couldn't ask for much more. You got Holman, the big bruiser, and he's got a lot of speed.
Yes,
too. But White's so shifty is the perfect word.
Yep. Looking downfield, not going to be able to pull that trigger. Defense was converging, and a good job to just scramble. Have you ever shaken hands with Amir Holman?
No.
It's like the kid's trying to shake your hand off. First of all, he's got big hands. He grips you tight, man.
Tries to crush you.
When you shake his hand, you feel it. So this is a strong kid. He's a strong kid. Give him a fist bump. There you go. This is a strong kid. And so you talked about that kind of the bruiser, punishing, and but also with elusive speed. He's good to break one. Kind of in that Adrian Peterson mode. Just sort of giving comps. Another whistle. Flag on the field, I believe.
I'm impressed with Wilson tonight, too. Yeah. He's been very in control of his offense. He's good decisions. I mean, pulling that last one down and running, he made 5 yards out of what could have been nothing. And
because if you wait another second, it is going to be nothing.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be gone.
Or if you go too early, you don't get the play developed. So it's just a fine line knowing. And, of course, his dad, a coach, the son of a coach, his dad coached at Indiana State University, coaching football, and so some extra tutelage there and a deeper understanding in a lot of cases. And so,
and I'm sure he's heard that time and time again.
Yeah.
Timing is everything when you're a quarterback. Not only your passing, but every little move you make.
Right. First down and 10 for the Braves.
Oh,
a lot of movement there before snap, it looked like. And once again, that's that same route.
You get a head start, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen that called, have we?
No, there's been some too.
Yeah,
so.
Hey, Aaron, today? Probably about 5 or 6 grabs so far.
Yeah,
something like that. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the ball go in his direction. I mean, he's so big, 6'5". It's not a whole lot of guys that are going to be able to match him. Size-wise. And if you can,
I think South should feel pretty confident, really. They got a pretty good
offensively,
team.
Yes.
Offensively, definitely. And they can compete with about anybody.
Pressure coming from the wrong side for the Terre Haute North Patriots as White gets the ball. The pressure was coming from the near side, and there's a late flag, but the ball went to the far.
Group of Patriots led by 43. Duckett. Flag on the play.
South's not, they're not going to win them all, but I don't expect them to be blown out in any of these games.
Yeah, I think it's I think turnovers. If you start turning the ball over, that'll hurt you. But they're going to be able to move the ball on most of the teams, and so. But once again, looking at a really tough schedule. I mean, you look at Columbus North and the Bloomington schools. They've all three of them have been kind of down a little bit the last couple of years. So it's not like they've been. Neither one of those have had a banner year recently. So I would expect at least two of those three to be much better this year.
Yeah. They're not going to stay down for long.
So that didn't bode well for North or South. Having to play Bloomington North, Bloomington South, Columbus North. So it's a tough part of your schedule.
It is. So that's Conference Indiana. Really all sports. It's a tough one.
Yep. Speaking of all sports, I'm seeing the Terre Haute South golf team is off to a fantastic start. So that's good. It's early, but heard they've got some things going there. Wilson back to pass once again over the middle, and guess who? Chris Herron once again. It's a hard cover. He's too big, too strong, too fast. Who do you put on him that can body him or can also stay with him speed? Well, this is a tough cover.
I think after the Jamboree, they should be able to call an audible on this schedule, and because I think we need a South Vermillion Terre Haute South game in there somewhere.
I mean, I would love to see it.
That'd be a pretty good show.
I would love to see it. I think South might be playing. Ooh, man, dodged a bullet there.
Glad we're not heading back to Clinton anymore.
I know. So South, their second score of the quarter offensively. Still time for more. And the North defense looking to stand strong here until their offense gets the ball back. Trips to the near side. Wilson, a little boy, you can't alligator arm that thing. You got to come in there and catch it. A.J. Watkins has been sure-handed. Dropped that one. Maybe heard footsteps. Maybe was looking to run up the field.
Yeah, I think he has his eyes forward before he caught that one. So, haven't seen many mistakes from the Braves offense.
Have not.
Not trying to be too rough on North. It's just the body language isn't wonderful tonight. I hope that improves by next week. I hope when they come out at home, especially against Northview to start the season, it's still a clean slate. You're 0-0.
North trying to bring pressure, flag, and North's pointing South's way, and the referee is as well. So it'll be 5-yard infraction on the Braves. Clock says we're under a minute, so this is probably the last play by the Braves offense, regardless of the play number that we're on.
Coach Gant's going to be in the ears of a lot of these fellas this week, and I expect a little more oomph coming to us next Friday.
Here's some oomph coming from the North defense. He had a man deep, just had no chance to go down. Please. Holman tried to break away, but on the last play, just go down and stay healthy. And these guys are they're amped up and they're feeling good. Wilson just had no way to get that ball so far down the field as he was scrambling for his life. So a little pressure in the backfield ends that one on a completion from Wilson to Herron. The Braves score twice. The Patriots don't score at all, unfortunately, in this quarter, or really for the Jamboree. But the good thing is that they have some things on tape and can go back and do some teaching and show where we need to improve to move on to week one. Quarter three is in the books. One more quarter to go. It'll be it'll be South Vermillion and Northview, And we'll have that for you after these commercial breaks. You're watching the exclusive home of the 2023 Jamboree. This is the Indiana Sports Network.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness. Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland. Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
There is a greatness inside of you. Passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact. Work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family. Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, the Jamboree is 3/4 over, and the Terre Haute North, Terre Haute South quarter is over, and they're exiting the field. On the field in a moment will be South Vermillion and Northview. I want to say one more thing about that last quarter. You know, one thing that I noticed about the rosters, you look at the North roster, the Northview roster, and then also the South Vermillion roster, and they have the players, and at the bottom they have their coaching staff. Terre Haute South has the full page of players, and it just says head coach Tim Herron. They don't have room.
I saw that earlier, yeah.
They don't have room for their coaching staff. I don't know what they're going to do in the regular season, maybe a second page. But you're looking at the numbers that Terre Haute South has this year, and it's not like they're putting their whole freshman team on there, because there are few freshmen. I'm looking up and down real quick. I don't see any freshmen listed, so there's not like a bunch of freshmen on here padding the numbers. Conversely, Terre Haute North, there's slim pickings, 39 players on the varsity roster. So that's
we're talking about freshmen.
Yeah, we're talking about culture and setting tone and things. That's what it talks about. Also the hallways, getting guys. That's one thing that Coach Gant.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get these numbers up for year 2, 3, and beyond. 39 players for a 5A school. That's rough.
It's going to be especially that schedule
tough,
they have. It's going to be real rough.
That's tough, because somebody's going to get injured, and you got to go down your depth chart. 39 players there's
going to have to be a lot of patience with Terre Haute North this season. He's trying to change the culture. You don't have big numbers, like you were saying. You throw in injuries are gonna happen.
That's right.
And these guys are gonna get wore down as the year goes along. Not making excuses, it's just the way it is.
That's right. That's the way it goes.
I hope there's some compassion for these kids out on the field this season, because they've got a tough road ahead.
They do. And so, like I said, we just reading the tea leaves, man. 39 players for a 5A school that usually doesn't end well.
Yeah.
And as far as it's usually not like a 10-0 regular season.
Hopefully they can surprise us a little bit.
Yeah,
I really hope they do, but
it's
going to be real tough. So
well, the South Vermillion Wildcats may not surprise a whole lot of people, because I think a lot of people are expecting them to score some points. But that's what the offense that we saw by South Vermillion was very impressive. Northview's offense showed some promise as well. They're able to go on the scoreboards. But both of these teams offensively this year going to put up some points. The difference between these two defensively is Northview just as good defensively, it seems.
Yeah, this is going to be a tougher test for the Wildcats now. We've sent Vigo County home for the night, so let's see how these boys from Clay County stack up against the Wildcats. One thing, just a quick overview. If you just look at the size of the kids out here, South Vermillion's figured it out. They've got the speed. They're using the speed.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, their offensive line holds up like a champ.
Yep.
Looks like Northview's going to start with the ball. Kati pretty effective with his legs in the first go-around. Some pretty good throws in there from him, though. He was all around pretty good marks, I'd give him.
Absolutely.
This will be a little tougher test for the Wildcat defense, too.
Mm-hmm. And here we go is the Knights under the, and the hard count. Yeah, throw the flag. Yeah, there we go. He couldn't get it out of his belt, I think. the flag, he was trying to get it out of there, but sometimes it sticks, and so you get that five going backwards, unfortunately for the Knights. South Vermillion Athletic Director Tim Terry is going into the Hall of Fame. As you look at anytime someone is going to the Hall of Fame is very much to be celebrated. That means you've done a lot of good things over a long period of time generally. And so big congratulations to Athletic Director Tim Terry. When you hear at South Vermillion, you see a lot of things going on with the athletic department humming. It takes a good AD. It's a lot. That's a job that never ends. And that's a tough job, man. I tell you.
It's a year-rounder if there ever was one.
Year-round, always going. It takes a good staff as well. You know, you need a good AD. Always going to have a good staff to complement. Boy, running out of a tackle is Tyler Lee, and he keeps going down the field. Tyler Lee, 5'8", 185, senior.
The more of those that he busts free on, the less the Knights fans miss Eimer Holman. So it's good to know they've got somebody back there that's going to pick it up right where they left off.
Because Lee had a good season last year.
He did.
He ran the ball very well.
Now he's the go-to back for the Knights. And seems like he's ready to take that task on.
Luke Marlowe at the bottom of the screen. Now he's got the ball on the end round. Looking for a hole. Not finding much on that first down carry.
Runs into a wall of humanity, led by number 66, Puddin.
Puddin got the tackle.
Yeah, man. Puddin. Zach Hess, if you don't know who we're referring to, Zach Hess is the 6'2", 280-pound senior defensive lineman and affectionately known as Puddin. I'm a big fan of banana pudding, by the way. Kati looking deep, trying to look for a man, finally unveils that ball, throws it up for grabs under triple cover, and that's one you would like him to not throw. He looked at it, thought about not doing it, and then did it. And by that time, three Wildcats, maybe 4 Wildcats right there.
Yeah, that
should have been intercepted probably.
I'm looking before he threw it, and I'm going, no.
If he'd have thrown it early, it's different.
Yeah, but they kind of closed in on the receiver, and throwing into triple coverage doesn't work in your favor very often.
3rd down and 7. Could be 4 down territory. Obviously, it is 4 down territory, and there's a great jump on that ball.
That's who was going to have to watch.
Yeah, that was Aiden Wallace. Jumped that pass, almost got there. Almost got home for the pick. 4th down for the Northview Knights. And like you talked about, that's
those passing situations, and they're The defense is holding strong for South Vermillion, but Cottee's got to be able to look guys off and try to free up a man.
Cottee looking back to pass. Getting flushed, now he'll run. And did he get the first? He did. That'll move the chains.
Run out of bounds by South Vermillion. Number 25, Alex Schreier. Knights too big of a first down on the scramble.
15 ahead, too.
You know, Kyle Cottee's got these long strides, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look that fast, but man, he covers ground quick.
He does. He doesn't. I'm like, oh, he didn't get that much. Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's another 12, 15 yards.
Yes. And the give to Lee coming near side, running through tacklers.
He does not shy away from contact.
No, he does not. Right there for the tackle, Dylan Conder.
Cottee does stand at 6'4", which, as I'm looking, is the tallest guy on the team, along with Peyton McCollum. So
Cottee, a multi-sport athlete.
Played a pretty big role for the basketball team last year. So.
Man in motion. Nope. Going to stay with Cottee. Gets the first down. Going to get several yards and moves those chains once again.
I think this is the tempo Northview wants to play most of the season.
Yeah.
They just methodically bruising their way down the field.
But this is what we've seen over the years. And we haven't, not that hurry up speed tempo. No need to do that.
And you can tell when they get in that position where they're down a score or two, it's not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of their wheelhouse. So this is how they want to control the ball games.
Cottee up the middle.
It's a nice fake touchdown.
That was, and he's going to cross the goal line. Yes, he did. Northview scores, and that's, what we saw with that drive. Saw a couple pass attempts, but you're going to see a lot of running. Teams are going to have to make Cottee throw the ball down the field if they want to be successful.
Well, and the only point he struggled with, when they know he's throwing, it's the decision making is sketchy at times. So that's going to be their weakness. We'll see how they deal with it. The running game is very strong from Northview, though. That's going to carry him a long way.
It really is. You're looking at Tyler Lee and also Cottee keeping. He's gonna run quite a bit. Of course, you look at Coach Rates and he loves a running quarterback. So it's not like he shies away from that at all.
No, he makes it known what they intend to do, and most of the time they accomplish it. So.
That's right. So back to the 40-yard line. And here comes Lee again. A nice block there. Let's see, who is that? 52? Is that? Yeah. Who we got? Cale Allen, 5'10", 225-pound sophomore with a nice block to help Lee get down the field. Lee wasn't able to make one man miss, or else he'd have massive yards there.
This is probably one of the tougher tasks that South Vermillion's going to have.
I was just going to go there.
They could learn a lot from this,
and I think
nothing too much to sneeze at from their performance.
And they're making Northview work.
They are.
Everything. That's what you want. Lee up the middle, and there's Puddin. Couldn't quite wrap him up, and he rolled over and lost his grasp. But Zach Hess had his mitts on him.
That's the thing.
Quite bring him down.
You know, Northview's gaining 4 or 5 at a time, but these are some really good runners you're going up against here. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with South Vermillion overall.
I am too.
I mean, their defense can definitely hold their own, and that's more than enough for this offense to take care of business. So.
It'll be some very exciting contests when the Wildcats are involved this year.
So, Walt, I'm going to pin you down in a minute and ask for a few predictions.
Oh, boy. I'm no good at that.
Well, I'm going to write them down. We're going to revisit this.
Looking downfield, near side, underthrown. As you got to give your guy a chance there. Just couldn't quite deliver the ball deep below to Marlowe. And good job in coverage. Dylan Conder found the ball and stopped and tried to go up and get it. Get that thing out there.
Yep. Yeah, you got to air it out, man. Yep. Get it to where only your guys got a shot. That's, you know, it's more just aim for the back pylon.
Sure.
Let your guy go get it.
And he's got the arm to do it.
He does.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he tries to put too much touch on it sometimes.
Big play by Conder brings up 3rd down and short for Northview.
We got a Bath in at quarterback now.
3rd down and 1, as you mentioned, quarterback Colton Bath. And as they did in the previous quarter, get him some a few snaps. Bath running for his life, throws the ball down the field and completed. Very nice pitch and catch there. And that was that Peyton McCollum?
Yeah, it's McCollum.
McCollum, a 6'4" freshman wide receiver.
Nope. Xavier Perry again.
Oh, gosh.
The 12 and the 8, man.
Yeah.
Tony keeps saying we're old and we can't see, but he's still older than us. I don't care what it is.
1st and 10. And running up the middle, Northview, and nice little game.
Travion Bias, I think. One of the freshmen.
Okay, that was what I was trying to find.
Traven Bias, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
5'8", just 135 pounds.
They've got you mentioned it. There's a lot of underclassmen on this roster with the Knights.
Yeah, and I feel like they could be pretty good. And young team, there's a lot to look forward to in Brazil.
Their schedule's nothing to sneeze at either. It's gonna be a tough schedule. Didn't quite get the ball out there. Had a man breaking toward the pylon in the far corner, and was looking for Gage Thompson. Couldn't quite get the ball out there to him. It was Bath, and I think that's 15 plays. Yeah. So the Northview Knights have emptied their quiver, and we'll take a break and come back. When we come back, the South Vermillion Wildcats will get their last crack at it. You're watching the exclusive home of the 2023 Jamboree. This is the Indiana Sports Network.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said,
We're really doing this, aren't we? The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
I'm all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
Your #1 at York.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week. You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
Well, Troy, you know, we've mentioned that this is a first opportunity to work out the kinks for the players, the coaches, the referees. I'll be doggone if it's not the same for us. I haven't done a game since the beginning of May.
Wow.
And I just looked it up. I'm like, man, I'm rusty, and I'm got to get my stamina back. I'm like, man, woo! I gotta shake off the cobwebs here. I'm like, man, I'm a little tired.
Well,
gosh,
you need to get a little more fitness routine.
I know.
There, Walt. You can't sit and talk for 3 hours without getting gassed. I don't know.
What's wrong with me? Oh boy.
It's a warm night. I'll give you that. It's a little
warm.
Sticky up here in the booth.
It is. It is warm.
But
so
certainly want to thank South Vermillion for hosting this. It's been
what a great venue.
Yeah, it's been a real good visit tonight.
Had food trucks here for tonight, and a great atmosphere. A lot of folks having a good time, having a choice of things to eat, and then this is the first of 2 trips here to South Vermillion here this season. The South Vermillion Wildcats. The treat that I've been waiting on. I've been waiting to get this offense back on the field.
And then they run it.
I was going to say, you never know. They might run it 15 times. I don't know. But I just the possibility, my interest has been piqued. And that's all it takes.
Oh, yeah.
And all it takes is just put the little carrot out in front and say, oh, this is what you can see.
This is what could happen. So. But, yeah, they host Sullivan. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
They host Sullivan on August 25th, and then the next week we'll be here as they host the Park Heritage Wolves.
Always a fun one when those two teams get together. That is a fun one. We've had some wild games with these two teams. Oh, hitting the backfield, not going down, stay on his feet. Took about 4 guys to get him down, and that was Dallas Coleman. And I'm telling you, far be it from me to talk about, to have a favorite player. He's my favorite Wildcat. He just is. I just love this kid.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've been watching. I've been enjoying him play. It's the 3rd year I've been enjoying to watch him play. So this kid, he's a gamer. Play both sides of the ball, multiple sports. Just
so many speedy, shifty guys.
Yes.
Boy, it's hard to contain them.
Mm-hmm. 3rd down and 7. A lot of guys, both these teams, a lot of guys go both ways. Man in motion is weird. Garzolini pumps over the middle, right on the target. But how about that hit right there by Mason Sutherland to dislodge the ball? That was a perfect pass, once again, right in stride, but Sutherland was there.
Yeah, that's one way you can beat Garzolini is wait till they get it and then knock it out of them. So.
4th and 7.
Physical nature of Northview, and it's tough for a lot of teams around here to deal with.
That's right. You don't see a team's quite as physical. A little miscommunication defensively for Northview as Slade Fell goes to the other side. Here comes Garzolini. Little touch pass right over the middle across the 40-30. See you later. Dallas Coleman. There's my guy.
That's what we came here for.
That's right. Just a little touch pass, putting some air under that pigskin, and let your guy do the work.
Made one man miss, and it was off to the races.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like a race that South Vermillion's going to lose very often. So. But no, looking at the Wildcat schedule, West Vigo, I'm trying to figure out which games they might lose, and it's hard to pick one.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. I'll let you do that one. I'm not going to dare.
There's no predictions.
I'm not
going
to dare try that one. I got. Yeah, you don't want me predicting stuff.
So.
First down and 10 after the score. And under center is Garzalini. And off, Northview in the backfield. That is, Northview, the defensive line penetration that we've seen for years has got a guy slow to get up for the night. It's a little gimpy there. It looks like it was Jace Deakins. But the defensive line for Northview is always good. As Deakins hopefully will just, maybe like twisted an ankle or something. Maybe I would think his night would probably be over after that. And kind of gingerly gets himself to the sidelines. Second down and 12. And Garzalini back in shotgun. Pressured. Throws to a spot, and that's what you want to do. And how about here's what I like right there. Luke Marlowe was not able to turn around and locate the ball, but he made sure he didn't make contact with the receiver.
Yeah, there's smart defense from Northview. You can tell they've really matured on the defensive side, and they're going to be a tough match. It's going to be hard to put up points on the Knights.
Knights got pressure. Garzalini got rid of the ball. Not just a throwaway, though. Gave his shot guy a chance to try to make a tiptoe catch. Just a little bit too much. Garzalini on 3rd and 12. Over the middle, and now you give yourself 4th and short. You get yourself Weir reception. Now you got 4th and about 3.
Yep. Yeah, they made it manageable.
Yeah. When you know it's 2 down territory, you just get you some yards and go from there.
Northview in the Western Indiana Gold Conference. Edgewood, Indian Creek, Owen Valley, and Sullivan. It's a tough lineup right there.
Yeah. I think Indian Creek at the end of the season, one of the teams laid the wood on them, if I remember correctly last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Back to pass over the middle, up for grabs and intercepted. How about that?
Kati.
Yeah. High pointed that ball and came down with it.
It's the only mistake we've seen from Garzalini.
It took a good play by Kati because the ball was on the spot. It just, don't think you want to float one up the coverage like that.
No, especially when you got a 6'4" DB back there. So
8 plays in for the Wildcats, 7 to go.
So back to the 40 we go. We scored once. As did Northview. Oh, boy. And a little bit of a miscommunication there. I think Aiden Wallace cut off his route. It might have been self-preservation. Possible. Yeah.
Defending for the Knights, number 6.
Said it 100 times. You don't want to take any chances tonight. So. Tell you what, we came into this.
Son? Aiden, is that Brad's son?
We came into this tonight feeling like all 4 teams were probably going to improve over last year. I feel like, obviously, South Vermillion, Northview, Terre Haute South are going to leave tonight feeling pretty good.
Sure. Deep shot once again. Oh, Wallace! Oh, yes, what a catch! Aiden Wallace able to tiptoe that catch right at the sideline. Very soft hands to bring that in.
That was Cameron Bennett on defense. Boy, you'd like to see him go after that ball. He saw it coming and just hesitated one little bit. Huge gain.
31-yard gain on the play for the Wildcats.
Aiden Wallace, listed at 6 feet tall, has a end around the weir. Can you get a block? Lee fights through that block. How about Tyler Lee on the tackle? Hard to set that edge on him.
These two-way players for Northview, Kati and Lee.
Good chunk of your offense right there.
Yeah, good chunk of your defense, too.
Lee is going to be following Keegan Garrison, who went to the Marines a couple years ago. He's going there as soon as he graduates.
Here, and Tyler Lee is going to be going to the Marines after he graduates, so. Garrison out to Wallace. A lot of cushion. Ooh, made 2 miss. Made 3 miss. Oh, Aiden Wallace.
I can understand why you like him so much.
Boy, I tell you, when you look at the weapons at Garzlini's disposal, Weir, Wallace, and also my man Coleman. Boy, I tell you, you got some guys that are, they're all right around 6 feet. Well, Weir's 5'8", so I take that back. But still, they're all very shifty. You can line them up in different places. Garzalini hunting another score. Right to Wallace. Touchdown. Low and outside. Only his man can get it. And he did.
That's the thing with these receivers he's got. He doesn't have to throw the perfect throw every time. They are quick enough to adapt and get to it. And that was just a great job of shielding the defender. Caught it as he slid to the ground. This isn't a one-trick pony.
No, there might be one ball that we've seen that didn't go maybe, and I'm kind of half torn on that one. One ball that did not go exactly where Garzley wanted it to go. Yeah. He's very purposeful. What we've seen.
Even the interception was dead on the receiver.
It was. So. The one that was deflected, that could have been intercepted, was the only one I would question. Everything else has been very purposeful, right on the spot. That throw to the pylon, you don't throw it up. Just throw it down and low, let your receiver slide and get it. And you trust your guy. That's what happens. Wallace,
to be that accurate it's pretty special.
Yeah, it is. Just a junior when you look at Garzalini. Wallace Jr., Coleman Jr., Weir Jr. Hey, man, you got guys that are growing together, coming through this program. That's a special thing.
It is.
When you're, and I don't want to just only point out the position players, So, but I'm just, as I'm talking about them, that's very special. You don't see it all the time. Sometimes you have a stud wideout that's a senior and a sophomore quarterback, a stud running back that's a junior and a freshman quarterback. It doesn't always work to where your position players are kind of growing up together. Look at Weir running through tackles. When you're running through Northview night tackles, you're doing something, man.
Well, and one of the more impressive things I've noticed is South Vermillion's offensive line. They have not caved to Northview or Terre Haute North.
No.
I mean, hand it to the big guys down there.
Impressive.
Looking at them real quick, just to call them out. Carter Wood, Dakota Spivey. Those guys have done an excellent job tonight.
And quarter once again goes to the South Vermillion Wildcats, and that completes the Jamboree for 2023. And Troy, I'm just gonna put you on the spot and ask for your overall impressions here of what we saw tonight?
Real quick, I mean, Terre Haute South looked pretty solid. They're, a very complete team, very methodical team, and I expect pretty good things out of them. Last year, South went 6-4. I think they could definitely be better than that if they can get a few bounces to go their way. Terre Haute North, there's a lot of work to do there. I mean, it could be a rough season. You mentioned the roster size not nearly comparable to even South, and that's going to end up fighting against them. And hopefully the Patriots can surprise everyone a little bit. I hope they show up with a lot of energy next week, because they're playing Northview, who it's the same old Northview, and they're going to be a tough out. South Vermillion, I mean, we've ranted and raved about them all night long, but they are super impressive. And I'll go out on a limb. I'll say they're going to take the Wabash River Conference this year.
All right.
So.
Yeah.
Again, the Wildcats will be in action next.
And you look at what we've had, a beautiful night, the Jamboree here in 2023 is once again South Vermillion, a great host, and congratulations once again to Athletic Director Tim Terry going into the Hall of Fame. I want to thank our sponsors one more time. A+ Printing, Culver's, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Lind Pharmacy, Luce State Farm Insurance, Burdell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive, with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Kanan Harper, Noah Gastineau, and Sebastian De La Rosa are camera operators. Our producer and director, Mr. Tony Harper. Next week, we will be at North Vigo High School as Northview comes to town. There'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff, and we'll be having all that for you right here on the Indiana Sports Network. From our partner, Troy Wilzine, I'm Walter Gordon saying good night, God bless, and thank you for watching Indiana Sports Network.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week. This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.